It is a beautiful day for some DSA, and welcome back to the Cozy Club, my friends. My name is Cozy Gamer, and for today's video, my friends, we're going to be talking about something I've been excited to do for the free-to-play community, and it is going to be the top 10 characters that you can safely invest in Disney Sorcerer's Arena. To take a character from Gear 1 all the way up now to Gear T7.5, looking to Gear 8 here pretty soon, most likely. You want to be very careful who you invest in because it takes so much resources, and if you invest in the wrong characters that aren't going to work for different events in the game, different teams, that's why I've created a Twitch so that I can try these different characters and showcase them for these character spotlights for you guys. Know that they're going to be very good characters throughout your entire journey, and that you don't waste any extra resources like gear or going for their character shards when you could be going for other characters. And one last thing before today's video, my friends, is I'm going to be holding a Halloween Disney costume contest. First place is going to get $100 in gems. Second and third place prizes as well. You're gonna have to hold up a sign that says Cozy. I'll put the full graphic up here so that you guys can see. This is gonna be the rules and regulations, my friends. Join the Discord, follow on Twitter, and subscribe on YouTube. Guys, we're gonna be having fun no matter COVID, no matter what the situation. And if you're watching this not in October, I'm sorry. Now, again, very soon, I'm going to have an updated farming guides, but that is going to be a bit different. That's going to talk about the path that you should take as you're farming up characters, as you progress through DSA. This is just looking at the best top 10 free-to-play only, so we're going to exclude characters even like Elsa on this list. I'm actually not even going to put Prince Eric, even though, yes, he is farmable right now. And Cozy Club, before we start today's video, I want to go ahead and say, if you haven't joined one of the communities at the Cozy Club, we've got 3 different channels for you. We got a great Discord, a lot of discussion in there about real-life DSA, really everything in between. Twitch, if you haven't joined in, we've got a show with all kinds of different games like Wheel of Characters. We talk strategy. We have a lot of fun, so feel free to join the Twitch family. And lastly, guys, join the Twitter if you want updates on DSA, some stuff about my personal life, or just different notes that I have on DSA altogether. Would love to see you part of the community, and check the description down below to join. Now let's go ahead and get started with this list, my friends, starting with some honorable mentions. We're gonna go ahead and talk about Dr. Facilier being a great hero, guys. He's going to be carrying you through tower early on. He does a great support role. He's not the best character late game, so that's probably why he's not going to make this list ultimately, but a very good character that if you want to put some gear towards, he's definitely going to be useful in many areas in the game, because there's not a character that has the kits and the ability that he has. The other 2 that we have on this list is going to be Kristoff and Chunk, guys. Kristoff and Chunk both being tanks that do different things. Kristoff is a phenomenal tank with Frozen. Yes, you can invest in him. Would I take him to T7? Well, I've got a ton of T7s myself, and Kristoff is not one that I've chosen to take up. Yes, Frozen can carry you down, but Oceanics and a lot of other factions are starting to phase them out a bit. So Kristoff hasn't made quite the cut for top 10. And lastly, you guys know Chunk is phenomenal for a tank. Definitely does some great things. Very beefy and can fit in a CC crowd control team. Teams that put a lot of harmful effects out there. And he's great for club conquest. However, just not right up to scuff to make the top 10. Now coming in at number 10, my friends, it is going to be the Huff, the Puff, the Big Bad Wolf, guys. BB Dub is amazing from early game to late game. He's a very hard hitter. He's going to be just hitting much harder than the other offense characters within DSA, especially early and mid game. It feels like his offense is way off the charts, and that's mainly because of how much damage he does towards hero characters. And there's a lot of hero characters out there compared to the villains that you're going to see, especially early and mid game. So he does some great things there. He can purge on an incredible, powerful attack. And not only that, you can safely invest your gear into him, knowing that he's going to scale very well all the way up to now T7.5. And when we get T8, he's going to get even better with getting an extra turn as he kills within a sheep's clothing, guys. Big Bad Wolf is a staple for many teams. He can be used in plenty of events. You can definitely farm and invest in BBW with full confidence. Let's jump on over to number 9, and it's gonna be Go-Go, my friends. And Go-Go is as fast as they come, and she's definitely going to be very good throughout your entire journey of the game. She does great damage against summonable units that you see quite often early, mid, and even late game. Has great speed and offense balance overall, and you're going to be using her in different teams as she can plug and play very nicely with Oceanics, and then obviously Tech and Big Hero 6 teams. And then lastly, yes, she can be used to get Baymax. But guys, just the simple offense and speed output that Gogo can do is going to be great at any tier gear, guys. Tier 1 all the way up to tier 7. She'll be doing the same role and consistently scale very well throughout your journey. Definitely invest in Gogo. She's going to do a great job for you, but she doesn't quite get above these other 8 characters. Now, just in case you didn't know it, yes, I am a huge Genie fan, and he's going to be coming in at number 8, guys. Genie is a phenomenal character. If you haven't already, go ahead and check out my spotlight. There's so many different things that he can do, and in fact, he would be a lot higher on this list for a safe investment if he was a bit better early and mid game. Genie is going to be phenomenal in any team late game, and you can do so many different things with him. He can act as a true support or a true all-out offensive unit. In fact, really the only offense unit you need on your team if you play it right. Guys, Genie scales very well throughout the game, and it doesn't matter what level and what gear he's at. He's going to play that support role very early on, and that's what gets him on this list. And then he transitions very nicely to a T7 full attack. Great club conquest team. I use him in plenty of meta teams, and if you want to know more on Genie, again, go check out the character spotlight. I'll go ahead and put a plug in the top right corner, guys. He is a hard node farm only, so you're gonna have to invest a little bit more energy and time to get him, but definitely worth it. And I only see the Kingdom faction scaling very nicely. So my friends, go ahead, invest in Genie, and that is going to be Cozy certified. Number 7, we've got Papa Gantu, my friends. And Papa Gantu, if you've been watching the stream for a while, definitely a fan favorite of the Cozy Club and a complete offensive unit during early, mid, and late game. Early and mid game, there's going to be nobody that can put the offense capabilities that Gantu can do. When you're starting early and mid game, go ahead, slap 2 tanks out in the back, put Gantu in the top right, form that oceanic wall, and watch him decimate your enemies, guys. I love Papa Gantu, what he can do. His speed update only makes him better for late game. Yes, there's things like claw and multi-hitting attacks that's going to mess up his viability a little bit at the tier end of late game. However, guys, Papa Gantu is a phenomenal oceanic character that you can use for events. You can use him on any team that you have, and altogether, he's going to bring up any team that you plug into live PvP. At number 6, we have the original king of DSA, and that's going to be Shan Yu, guys. Shan Yu is obviously a very great investment. Now, I'm not going to recommend going for him right away for free to play anymore because Kingdom is phasing off a little bit. However, Cozy Club, if you have a full Kingdom team, don't abandon and lose hope on these guys and say, well, I guess they're never going to be meta again. Luckily, Shan Yu has a speed lead that is going to be great throughout the journey of DSA. We're just starting to see the very tip of Kingdom come out on these character releases. We've gone through Oceanics, we've gone through Tech, and now there's going to be other factions getting their chance to start rising in the meta. If you think about a lot of the movies that are out in Disney and the characters we don't have in game yet, a lot of those characters are going to fit the Kingdom role most likely, boosting up the entire faction. So yes, Shan Yu very early mid game can carry you through no problem, and even into late game he does do well. He's not going to be top meta, but you can invest in Shan knowing he has great abilities, a phenomenal leadership, and overall just a very solid tune. We are at the halfway mark, my friends, and Ana is going to have us at number 5, guys. Originally one of the best supports in the game, another Kingdom character that is going to be a great plug and play, and you can safely invest her all the way up to max. She's going to do the same role no matter what gear, no matter what level that she's at, and obviously she's only going to get better once you do eventually unlock Elsa. It's going to come around enough where Elsa will be in your pocket, and that is why Ana is such a great investment. She's going to be phenomenal for Kingdom teams altogether. But in addition, once you do get Elsa, obviously just superfies or amplifies. Supervise is obviously not a word. And Ana can be plugged into really any team and offer lower cooldowns, fast with haste spreading on the field, AoE offense down. She's going to be a great unit across the board, and you can definitely safely put gear, time, and gold into Ana. All right, y'all, if you weren't really listening before, now is the time to listen up, my friends, because these next 4 characters definitely separate themselves by a huge amount than the previous 6 that we've already talked about, guys. These next 4 characters are characters that you can safely take all the way up to T7, invest fully into them, knowing that there's really not a great chance of them ever being bad. They're going to fit into so many different teams. You can plug them into pretty much any faction, and they're going to perform and do their job well. Coming in at number 4 is the sweet Honey Lemon. Now listen, she could just sit on the battlefield and not attack at all, and her passive is one of the most frustrating things to go up against and one of the most beneficial things to have on your team, guys. Not only that, she's going to come with an AoE slow that silences. She can stun and put intimidate on the enemies. And then when she's out of all of this, she can simply use her basic to take turn meter from the enemy team, shadow her up, and she's going to be even more useful, guys. Between her abilities, her stats, and everything that Honey Lemon does, you can safely invest in her and know that you're going to use her throughout your DSA journey. You can safely put in your gear, energy, and time into Honey Lemon with no regrets. At number 3, if I made this video all but just a couple weeks ago, this man wouldn't be near the list, and now I can't believe it, but he's easily a top 3 very safe character to use throughout your entire journey of DSA. We've talked about him a lot on this channel, guys. It's gonna be Fred without question. Guys, Fred is the best free-to-play tank within the game. He's gonna be a very fast, powerful, and hard-hitting tank early, mid, and late game. Now, early and mid game, he's not going to be the fastest unit on the field. However, he's still lightning fast. Under that Hiro lead, he's going to have great damage with continuous damage. He gives himself attack up, has some of the highest stats when it comes to pure beefy and tankiness. And then once you've invested into him, you've used him to get Gizmo Duck, you have a tech character with him, also another character working towards the grind of Baymax. But not only that, my friends, once you get to that end game and you have T7'd him, he is going to be one of the best T7s within the game. The speed piece makes everything work perfectly with his turn order. It's going to give him the exact boost that he needs to do his job insatiably well. And in general, go after Fred, have no regrets. You can get him so early on and have him carry your team through early, mid, and again, late game. Coming in at number 2 is the second best plug and play and the best support within Disney Sorcerer's Arena. Guys, that's gonna be Cobra Bubbles, my friends. Absolute unit on the field. Guys, his passive is what's going to make him adapt meta after meta. There's no one that quite gains turn meter like Cobra Bubbles. When he's not doing that, he's giving out silence. And when he's not doing those two, well, guess what? He's going to go ahead and give the ticket, give instant turns, cleanse his allies. Guys, there's nothing that Bubbles does that's not going to benefit any team that you can come up with in DSA. Pretty much any team that you can come up with, adding on Bubbles is only going to enhance that team. And on top of all these crazy abilities, he's going to be able to lower his own cooldowns. You can shadow him like Genie and do great damage and put slows on the enemy, so he synergizes with his oceanic friends very well. But you can plug him into any team. He's a great support. He's used to get Lilo. He's an oceanic character for Tower 3. I can keep going. But Kobe's obviously the GOAT here, guys. Incredible support. Invest in him with full confidence. And guys, it's like the new Shan Yu. We're here with the last character we're talking about today. And I feel like there's no surprise anymore. There's just no surprise, guys. The number 1 character that you can invest in at the very beginning of DSA all the way up to the end, and he's not going anywhere in this game, is Hiro Hamada, guys. Hiro Hamada, there's no one quite like him. There's no question about it. He's the best plug and play character within DSA. And guys, that's after surviving a huge nerf hammer. I mean, the guy just, no matter what, is going to have a role, mainly because of that upgrade ability and his lead. Well, and his evade. And he has slow on his base. There's nothing that Hiro does wrong, guys. Hiro, if you haven't already and you're playing this game, even if you don't like Big Hero 6, you've got to farm up Hiro or you're going to be at a massive disadvantage, especially the later you get throughout the game. Guys, you can have a full Oceanic team. You can have a full tech, Frozen. Do what you want to with the other 4 spots. But guess what? You gotta rock Hiro in that 5th spot because of that upgrade. You don't always have to use the lead, even though I strongly recommend it. You can use Hiro just to upgrade, throw on evades, be a complete utility Swiss Army knife for your team. And guys, put in that gear, put in that energy safely into Hiro Hamada. And Cozy Club, that is going to be it for today's video. Hopefully, you guys learned today who are the safest characters that you can put in all of your resources, your time, without fearing that the meta is just going to outshine them and then you're never going to use them again. I'm talking to you, Jasmine, Aladdin lovers out there. Hopefully, they get a little bit of a buff in the future, just Kingdom as a whole. But the characters that we went through today should survive the meta quite easily and be useful in multiple teams within DSA. And that is going to do it for today's video, my friends. Thank you so much for hanging out, learning who is the safest to invest in. And until next time, my good friends, stay cozy.